You should just do it. Oh, fuck.
I ruined that. It's fine. Hello and welcome to this week's Extras episode of the Extreme Hardware Podcast. We're doing an Extras this week because we are missing a couple of our co-hosts, but not to discredit everybody else here, we've got Axper.
Hello.
And we've got Jack.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, and then Brain Feet. I'm not going to provide any other information than that. All right, so we do have a whole lot of technical news. We did get some assorted news, but we're going to save that stuff for when Chris is around because he can absolutely contribute a lot more to the conversation than I sure can, especially when it involves Threadripper. So
yeah,
I suppose we can just start off with this. We've got K-Star Tokamak Fusion Reactor sets a new runtime record. For people who aren't familiar, tokamak reactor is basically a type of fusion reactor, which is more or less modeled after the Tony Stark arc reactor. It's basically a donut magnetic field that controls the plasma and performs fusion. The issue with these fusion reactors in the past currently I should say, is they are not effective for actually generating power because they can't run for very long without consuming too much energy or without destroying themselves due to just insufficient technology. I believe the last record was set by the K-Star reactor in 2019, where it ran for 10 seconds. And on December 28th, this article came out where they now have doubled that time to it ran for 20 seconds. Now, I've always been fascinated with nuclear fusion because the biggest issue with it is sustaining the fusion. The issue or the previous fusion reactor concepts were basically you had a big sphere of high power pulse lasers that focus onto a few atoms in the center of the reactor. It fires all the lasers at once, fusion happens, and then it times out until they can recharge the lasers. So it's not really sustainable for continuous, energy output for generating power. With these tokamak style reactors, it constrains the plasma to a very, very tight donut around a much smaller space worth of coils. Usually it's superconductors, supercooled. I'm not the subject matter expert on this. Still looking into this a bit, though. The biggest issue is that with the 20 seconds of runtime, they were able to produce 24 megawatts produce 16 megawatts of power from 24 megawatts of input power. The issue I'm seeing is how are they even harvesting that energy? Because as far as I can tell, as soon as the reactor shuts off and the magnetic fields dissipate, it just kind of fizzles out because that's just how plasma works.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see how this kind of technology will actually create usable energy in the future, because ultimately fusion power is the end goal. That's how the sun works. So it's just a matter of getting to that point.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Like, hopefully they're using batteries. I don't know.
I mean,
a whole bunch of tests plugged in directly to the wall.
That's a good point. Plasma TVs could be on forever, but you got burn-in issues. I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, at least the burn-in's not as bad as projector screen TVs.
True. But you can't have projector energy.
Says you. I'm gonna turn on my old projector TV and then put a solar panel in front of it.
There you go. Infinite power.
Yeah. So I mean, like conceptually speaking, is just the reason why the sun actually is efficient is because of how dense it is, and then at the center of the core of the sun is where the primary fusion reaction takes place, just due to the mass of just the entire sun pressing in on the hydrogen atoms to continuously fuse and produce solar energy. Right now we're just at this issue is like we're able to sustain a fusion scenario for longer. Is just harvesting the energy is going to be a big hurdle, and then also a net gain of energy will be another big hurdle. And I feel like they're going to go for the net gain of energy first before they work on harvesting it, because a net loss of energy with an ability to harvest is kind of useless in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, true.
So, it's fun stuff. Let's see what else we got. Unfortunately, Alex isn't here, but he did send us this link from last week. But Steam released their Best of 2020 collection, aka the best sellers of the Steam library for the year of 2020. In the platinum rating, we have wonderful games such as Cyberpunk 2077, GTA 5.
There's a bunch of new releases in there.
Oh yeah, Among Us. Wait, Rainbow Six Siege is on this list? Are people still playing that game?
I think so. I guess so.
Doom Eternal, rightfully so. Red Dead Redemption 2, that doesn't surprise me. Is that wait, Counter-Strike? Is that CSGO?
It is, yeah.
CSGO is still on up here.
It's free to play as well, so I don't know why it's in best selling. Or Dota 2, actually. That's also free to play.
Yeah, that's curious. And then Destiny 2, which is also free to play, which is on here. Though I do know, because I've got a friend and she streams Destiny, and you can dump a lot of money into the game. So maybe that's where, unless they're rating this.
You have season passes, you have the expansions, you have the in-game currency you can buy.
Yeah, so this is actually measured. It says measured by gross revenue. So yeah, Among Us being like number 2 up there is very impressive, which we all expected. Honestly, Monster Hunter World, that doesn't surprise me because I know that game just seems to have infinite replay value just among the friend base that does actively play it. Fall Guys, that doesn't surprise me. Fall Guys did come out this past year, right? Because last year was so long for me that I don't even remember when it came out.
I'm pretty sure it released mid last year. Oh no, 4th of August 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some breaking news.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Let me run through a few other of these games. So in the gold category, we have Sea of Thieves, Phasmophobia, which that's actually pretty impressive because that came out in like October or September, I think. Elder Scrolls Online, Civilization 6, Baldur's Gate 3. Wait. Oh, yeah, that game came out. I never looked into it, and I meant to. Ark, Borderlands 3, Warframe, Halo Master Chief Collection. I was actually surprised that wasn't higher up on the list.
Wait, you said Baldur's Gate 3? That's still early access, though, isn't it? I guess that counts. Yeah, gross revenue.
Yeah, it says October 6, 2020 is when it hit the market, and very positive after 30,000 user reviews. And Crusader Kings 3, that one's a RTS, isn't it? Or is it a turn-based strategy?
It's kind of RTS. It's not really turn-based. You pause it a lot. It's basically Excel sheets, the strategy game.
Oh no, I thought that was EVE Online.
They're pretty much equal. The complexity like that, yeah. Although Crusader Kings 3 might have gotten easier than 2. But yeah.
Actually, I had to scroll down further because I'm not going to go through all of these picks, but I knew this one was going to be on this list somewhere. Rust was put up in silver because there was a big Rust explosion within the past month and a half.
Oh man, what's oxidizing so much?
So a bunch of the Twitch streamers that got really popular for doing Among Us are now hosting an RP Rust server.
Oh.
And since they have a very large audience, and I'm talking like when 8 of them are streaming, all of them have an average per stream about 25,000 to 40,000 viewers.
Damn.
So it's actually an aggregation of 2 communities right now. You've got the Among Us group, and then you've got I don't know if you guys are familiar with who was it? It's the GTA RP server that's very heavily streamed. I'm drawing a blank. Give me 1 second.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I'm a member.
I know the server thing is called 5M.
Yep. NoPixel is the community, but the NoPixel guys are now cohabiting with the Offline TV group, and yeah, just a lot of people are playing Rust now.
Cool.
Any other worthwhile notes? Euro Truck Simulator 2 made silver.
Yeah, it's actually a good game.
I guess the best of VR list on here is kind of interesting. Boneworks being higher than Alex. It's interesting. Beat Saber's up there.
Yeah, honestly, Beat Saber, I expected it to be a little lower on the list. Because here's the thing with Beat Saber, right? You purchase the game once, and then you have the DLCs, but most of the music that people want to play will go through Beat Saber. Well, I would say through like the very heavy players such as myself. We go through the Beat Saber download site where people upload their custom maps, and we download them that way. Like, I only purchased 2 of the DLC because I had no interest in the Green Day pack, the K-pop pack. There was an Imagine Dragons pack, and then there was a couple other strange ones that they added as well. Like, I only purchased the 2 Monster Cat packs because I like classic Monster Cat music. So, but yeah, the majority of my playtime over the past probably like 3 months has been custom songs.
Yeah.
So, Super Hot, that doesn't surprise me at all. Walking Dead game, that doesn't surprise me at all, even if the game's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. There's actually a lot more VR games on here than I was expecting. OVR Drop, the freaking module that you add to your Steam VR, so you can just do a screen capture of your desktop and put it into your headset view. It made silver or gold, actually.
But that feature is built into Steam VR.
Well, no. It's so you can do like a picture-in-picture kind of thing, like mid-gameplay, without interrupting gameplay.
Oh yeah, that's a bit different then. Yeah, that makes sense.
I know for people who stream VR chat, they will mount on their wrist. They like there's Twitch chat or something. For me, I actually stopped using it because of the Twitch chat mod for Beat Saber. So
yeah, you should use it while playing Beat Saber. I want to see you try and read the Twitch chat from your wrist while mid game.
Well, I think the way that it works is that you have to flip your wrist upside down for you to read it. That's the way I see it, where it hides it until you rotate it around. Also, I guess I can rant and I say I'm angry because I still can't play Beat Saber yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're out of commission.
Yeah, I mean, if my wrist feels a lot better today, but I want to give it a couple more days.
That's smart.
But
that's fun. You know what's not smart though?
What's that?
If giving death threats because you can't get a PlayStation 5 Black. What is this all about? What is this Black PlayStation 5 thing?
Yeah, there's a thing Alex just sent like 5 minutes ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, someone was buying a bunch of PS5s and then customizing them to make them look a bit like PS2s by making them black and putting the classic PS2 logo on. And they were getting they didn't specify if it was from like Sony or if it was just random people just being angry. But yeah, they said they've got threats that were well, they were just like scared and they're taking the threat seriously. They don't really go into any specifics.
Well, also
Yeah.
the Twitter account was deleted, so there's no real evidence of what was said.
Yeah. I mean, they ordered like a lot of PS5s, 304
Wow.
Yeah.
at least. The rest have been cancelled and refunded.
Wow. So I'm actually kind of curious as to what he was doing. Was he just putting final wrap on the white plates, or was he actually just doing new faceplates?
I don't know. It looks like new faceplates.
Mm-hmm. It looks
Yeah.
really good too.
I like
It does.
I like the skin on the controller too.
Oh yeah.
Well, because with the controller, I could absolutely see like being a modified controller, because I know at least with another group that I'm with, we've got a bunch of guys in there who have been building their own like GameCube controllers, because they, over years of throwing their GameCube controllers at the wall playing Smash Brothers, they needed a new controller to throw at the wall to play Smash Brothers. So
Well, this is proof that gamers are oppressed and they deserve it.
Yeah.
man, honestly, seeing the skin of a PS5, I just kind of want to own it, just to have one. I don't know how much I would actually play it.
It might be profitable to buy a PS5, smash it on camera, and then upload it to YouTube.
Ooh, you're right. Oh,
Just
maybe
make a
I
10-minute video.
Maybe I could get death threats too.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I should send you more death threats.
Well, you already do.
Yeah, but I should do it more.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Yeah, what else we got? Oh, I guess in other PS5 news, apparently over 3.4 million PS5s were sold in the first month. So according to Digitimes, Sony reported that about 3.4 million consoles were sold, and they are anticipating to sell 18 million consoles in 2021.
That seems about right if they can actually get the production.
See, I'm honestly curious if or what part of the supply chain issue is actually holding this up. Because I know there was actually something that LTT was talking about on the WAN show on Friday, but right now there's a little bit of a scare for like GPUs
Mm-hmm.
and motherboards because of a tariff law that Trump passed for the US. And Linus did some research and got some contacts. And basically, if he were to purchase the GPUs wholesale, he could buy the GPUs for less than the estimated cost of the GPUs in the US when this tariff actually does go into play.
Interesting.
It might mean that up here in Canada, I might actually have stock on something that I can actually buy.
Probably not. No, because another thing that Linus mentioned was because he reached out to the wholesaler about the GPUs. So what if I wanted to buy these GPUs wholesale and then sell them to somebody in the States? It says you can do that, but you're responsible for all of the import taxes.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the things that he explicitly mentioned was, what if I just ship a GPU over the border and not say what it is? And then it's on your ass if you get caught doing that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that for legal reasons.
Exactly. I actually wanted to look into that tariff thing a little bit more, because I didn't hear about that until the WAN show. And is that a recent thing that Trump passed? Does anybody know?
I forget.
I think it dates back quite a while, but
Yeah, it's just coming into effect as of 2021 start of.
yeah.
Okay.
It was the one that was passed a while back as the electronics one, but it was delayed back in the summer, I think, a couple times to basically begin into 2021 to give U.S. manufacturing a chance to build up to be able to compete with, Asia, basically.
Okay.
They didn't.
So
No.
I pulled up an article from Tom's Hardware. This is some voice lobby for you guys. So yeah, okay. So this was the tariff law that Trump passed in 2018. It says ASUS has already confirmed that they need to raise the prices on GPUs and motherboards due to logistical complications and import tariffs. Zotac, MSI, Gigabyte, and VGA are likely to follow suit, or will do so silently. The tariff range for these products will range from 7.5% to 25%. This will affect motherboards, SSDs, power supplies, cases, GPUs, and more. So right now, the speculation is if Biden actually cares, he could just repeal the tariffs shortly after going into office, and this is a non-issue. I know these tariffs were passed in 2018 because there was a push to bring more manufacturing jobs to the States, and then there was the whole Foxconn factory that broke ground, wasn't all official, and they just never opened.
Yep. Yeah, they, I suppose, hire a bunch of people, but they just never did. They said they hired some, and yeah.
Yeah, people just showed up in the office and they had no instructions, so they just sat there in the office as if it was a get paid for daycare kind of thing. And then Foxconn also doubled down and they stated that, oh yeah, we never promised that we were going to make a LCD factory there, but they did. So it's a cluster, to say the least. So yeah, I would say buy your GPU now, but there's no GPUs to buy, so good luck. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, I think I mentioned it the last time I was in voice chat, but I started looking for an RTX 2070, like mini ITX GPU for my tiny computer.
Oh yeah.
The 2070s don't exist, as far as I can tell. They were sold, but nobody wants to sell them. The 2060s and the 2060 Supers are on eBay, but they're only for auction. And when I last checked, their going right price was $400, and there was still 5 days left on the auction. So yeah, it's not even remotely affordable for me to replace that GPU yet.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the 3080s to actually come in stock, so more people sell their 2000 series GPUs, but now that's looking less likely.
Well, even the 1000 series GPUs is still way too expensive on the used market.
I agree.
Yeah, because everyone wants the money they paid for the GPU originally.
That's not how used things work.
Nope. But that's how people think.
I mean, I still think that I did the best when I bought my 1080 for $200. Like, that was a fluke, and it paid off. But this GPU, I really need to put this in my tiny computer. It just won't fit because it's longer than the computer is. Like, the thing's only like 10, or the case is only 10 inches long. So
I'm in the same boat for my case too, because I got the double thick rad with push-pull in the front of rack mount case. I'm limited to like just under 13 inches. So anything but the reference 6800 won't fit. None of the aftermarket designs will.
So you are interested in the 6800 then?
Yeah, well, I'm still going back and forth because like my big issue still is that NVIDIA has the benefit of having the dedicated tensor cores. You can still do compute stuff plus ray tracing.
Right.
Whereas AMD, it's the compute units do the ray tracing, so you can't do both without a massive performance hit.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's kind of a big deal if you do want to do other things like folding or something else on the side.
In that case, just get to
it's a small market, but I only have one slot. I don't have a Threadripper 1900X like you do.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's something interesting. I was just looking at EVGA's website, just looking at their 3090s and seeing what they have, and their 3090 XC3 Ultra Hydro Copper Gaming and FTW3 Ultra Hydro Copper Gaming doesn't just say out of stock. It says this product is currently not available for the notify queue, and we do not have an ETA. That's
That's a
kind
good
of
sign.
interesting.
I mean, at least that's transparent.
Yeah, but I wonder what that means. I mean, obviously those are better binned cards, I'm guessing, for, the water cooling and the better overclocking. But why don't they have an ETA on them anymore?
Unless they're trying to just put focus into pumping out 3080s, but even then, they're not manufacturing the actual chips, so it's just a matter of maybe they just can't get stock,
Yeah,
which seems
Yeah.
weird.
yeah. I wonder if Nvidia's just completely done with the 3090s.
I don't think so. Like we're at such a point of gamer depravity that they would absolutely go out of their way to go to a Micro Center, purchase 3060, and then leave with two 3090s because that's what they had in stock.
True.
That's not even a quip. That I was watching a stream a couple weeks ago, and one of the mods in the stream said, "Yeah, I went to Micro Center to see if they had a 3060 in stock because Micro Center isn't doing notifications for
Mhm.
shipments. It's basically if you're in the store and they're there, you can get one."
Yeah.
He was looking for a 3060, and he got with two 3090s. And the reason why is because he flipped them.
Ah,
Because he flipped them, he still wants a 3060. And I can't blame him for that.
He probably made enough money flipping them to
Even
buy
if
the 3060 on just the profits.
I mean, honestly, even if he made $50 off of them, he's still making a profit. That's still $100 he didn't have before.
true.
So, and then I mean, if he's just flipping them on eBay, then shoot, you could probably make a significantly more than a $50 profit on those things.
Mhm.
So, it's
I've experienced eBay fees, and that's probably not true.
well, okay. What does the fee situation look like on eBay? Because I know you have some experience with that.
Yeah, I sold some things the other day. The fees should have been 10%, but they are more than 10%. It should have been £69.50 that I should pay, but it's actually £74.83, which doesn't make sense. That's more than 10%. Plus, there is PayPal fees as well. The most expensive thing I sold had the cheapest fees on PayPal. I don't know why.
I don't understand.
Yeah. It was the most expensive by a significant amount as well.
Now, is that? Because I know that if you send money personally on PayPal, the fees are typically less because it's not like you're trying to make a business expense out of it. Because I know that if you have PayPal business, the fees are significantly higher, which
Yeah.
I think is funny because despite paying those higher fees, if the person spending the money complains, they are PayPal is going to be really quick to give them their money back and then make the seller or suffer, even if there's no proof.
Yeah, they do that.
So yeah, pay a fee to get screwed over harder.
I'm not against the fees. Like it makes sense. PayPal is a business; they exist to make money.
Sure.
But at the same time, the fees don't make sense. It just seems it's whatever they want it to be.
Right.
How much do you think I could sell a Switch Lite for?
Probably like $250.
I might do that.
Not a fan of it, or
Yeah, not really. I haven't been using it. It just kind of just sits there.
I was gonna say, admittedly, I haven't been playing my Switch at all lately.
does the Switch Lite still do like full dock capabilities?
Nope.
No. Okay. So yeah,
So yeah, basically,
that would have made it worth it. But I guess if it doesn't even do that, then it's kind of a weird.
I don't understand why they didn't allow that feature, because one of the biggest things that you lose by going with Switch Lite is you can't use Joy-Cons on it.
Yeah.
because they're permanently attached, and there's no way to bind additional Joy-Cons for like doing party play. It's quite literally just intended to be a handheld, and that's it. I know my girlfriend has already had to replace one of her Joy-Cons because she had one of those models with the really bad analog stick drift.
Yeah.
And it's not great. Because
I haven't had Joy-Con drift yet on my full-size Switch with a set of extra Joy-Cons, but
I mean, admittedly, I actually was experiencing fairly significant D-pad issues on my Pro controller because I was playing a lot of Tetris 99, and that primarily uses the D-pad. And if you hit the D-pad at just slightly the wrong angle, it will either also mash the up arrow or the down arrow, depending on how you hit it, versus the D-pad on the Joy-Cons, which is 4 independent buttons, which I much prefer. So, like, when I was going really hard in Tetris 99, I ended up just pairing a PS4 controller with my Switch and using that instead. It was a much better experience. And then also it pissed off a lot of people when I was streaming it, and it's like, why are you using a PlayStation controller? Haha, yes. Let's see what else we got. I don't know. All right, well that's really all the articles, unless something else comes up. What have you all been up to over the past week?
Yeah, I've just been surviving.
What about you, actually?
Honestly, I've not been doing a whole lot. It was a weird work week where I didn't have a lot of work. The work I did have was super taxing. So I felt like the last 3 days haven't even been on the really Discord at all. Just been basically just catching up on a little bit of video games, Game Boy Advance. Decided to give World of Warcraft Classic another try. A few coworkers wanted to try it out, so.
Any thoughts on that? Giving it another try?
They've actually polished it quite a bit for keeping all the classic features, but increasing the graphics engine. Not the textures, but they brought it up with at least all the current generation. Got MSAA 8 times. It supports all the newest graphics cards. It doesn't like hiccup or anything. It just works and it looks pretty good for being as old as it is. So if you enjoyed it, I mean, it's still a great MMORPG if you really like those kinds of games. Kind of no real competition right now.
Yeah. I mean, so I had a thought when WoW Classic was first coming out. That was about a year and a half ago, right? So because the idea with WoW Classic when they re-released it was just they're starting everything over and they're doing a standard expansion release schedule. Is that correct?
Yeah. So they want to get the original game out, the original content, the original mechanics and everything, and just re-release all the original engines again, but with the new kind of revamped game.
So
and solely remaster stuff.
What happens
without touching
when they get up to whatever modern is again? Do you think they're going to re-release WoW Classic?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to kind of be a weird mismatch of Classic will kind of end with its last full expansion, which I don't remember what that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it followed that heavily. But I think they'll just kind of just keep tweaking it and keep it for the people who want it because the PvP system is slightly different. It might start adding some new content or porting the new content to the older style. But that would mean some rebalancing. So I think they'll kind of see popularity-wise if WoW Classic has more players than the new WoW does. And that'll kind of decide what they decide to put their effort into.
Gotcha. To say I've gone back to modded Minecraft.
Yeah, I still need to play. Hyad's got that GTHN server up that I haven't really jumped on in the last while.
Yeah. was gonna say, so Cat actually jumped onto my my server for some testing. He immediately complained about low TPS and then left.
That sounds like something he would do.
He's like, why is this mod pack so low on TPS? It's like, well, because it's Feed the Beast. They've always been unoptimized in terms of play experience.
Yeah, like he knows his stuff, but yeah, he's a little quick to jump to conclusions sometimes.
Now, I will say I was fighting with some really bad frame rate stutters last night, and I don't know what changed, but when I logged on today, no issues.
I still couldn't believe that when I was setting up the Extreme Hardware one, that just running it inside a Windows VM was basically a 1/8 of the performance of bare metal on the same exact hardware.
Oh, absolutely.
That was just insane to me.
Yeah.
How badly Java is optimized to run in a VM.
Yep. Now, I will say in Hyper-V, it's pretty seamless. So, no complaints there. It basically the performance that you get on the main desktop, you would get on the VM. Because initially, when I was running my servers, all of my individual Minecraft and game servers and my TeamSpeak server were all running just on bare metal. And the moment that you start running modded Minecraft and you start dealing with memory leaks, it just tanks everything. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying it. Me and a buddy of mine have been playing, and it is open to the public. So, shameless plug, I guess. Also, I was invited into to an Among Us game a couple nights ago. They had the CrewLink mod set up. Basically, it's proxy chat.
Oh, okay.
In Among Us. It's weird because I'm not used to being able to just freely talk while playing. But it did lead to some really funny situations where you go into a room. It's like, hey, I like somebody to watch me go do a med scan. You want to come with? And then they immediately come up and kill you, like mid sentence.
I saw Creeper's Edge / Ryan, not Brian. He's been doing. He had the big Hider Hunt game server. They were doing a bunch of the Hider Hunt kind of seasons.
Yep.
And they just did a new style, a new one this weekend where it was proximity voice chat as well, because he's got his Minecraft modded war server that relies on proximity chat.
Yeah.
And the one they just did, so yeah, it was proximity chat to be able to find people hiding in their bases because everyone had to have their mic always live in game. So you could actually hear people as they're talking to their audience because they're making a YouTube video, so they're trying to basically say what they're doing, while also trying to come up with plans to either backstab other people or trade base information. And it was definitely a new, interesting mechanic.
Wait, did they disable in-game chat?
No, in-game chat was still there, but basically you had to actually talk everything, so you couldn't like just type to people. You had to actually talk when you wanted to talk to other players in the game to try to exchange information, or when you're fighting them, or
no, because that's what I'm saying. It's like if they disable basically the text chat in game, then that would make a really interesting experience.
Oh yeah.
No, because I've seen some interesting videos with that proxy voice chat mod, and needless to say, the way that they handle game boosting is not good, and you can make it immediately clip out if you turn it all the way up. It's that whole loud equals funny joke, and it's fun to watch. What about you, Jack? Have you made any more progress on your game?
Not really. No. The last stuff I did was like around when we were doing the New Year's stream. Yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
It wasn't that bad.
I don't remember part of it, so that's what makes me nervous.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. It was memeable.
I'm glad you think so.
Mm-hmm.
All of it, and I'm sure Axie's wife does as well.
Oh God.
Yeah. I had some interesting conversations, to say the least.
I bet.
Yeah, I have many regrets, and that is one of them.
understandable.
Jack, have you gotten around to actually trying Spellbreak, or did you just uninstall it after it broke your system last time?
No, I have not played it at all.
We should get you into that at some point.
Yeah.
Actually, fairly pleasant game experience. It's one of those things is like because shortly after they released it on Steam, like I think maybe a month later, they added because it only released with 3v3, and then they added a clash game mode where you can it's 3 teams of 3, or no, 2 teams. Wait, let me think. It's 2 teams, 3 groups of 3 per team, and it's basically deathmatch style, but deathmatch in that battle royale style. So the map is still shrinking, and you still have to drop down from the sky whenever you spawn in. It's pretty fun, and then solo play is just a really interesting thing to just pick up and play for a couple rounds and leave.
Yeah,
it's a lot faster than PUBG ever was. So it's actually better as a casual game in that regard.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get into it.
Hey, buddy.
We have a lot of games that it seems like we kind of want each other to play so we could have like game time again.
Yeah.
We should play Monopoly.
That's actually fun.
I want to do that, actually. I mean, I was with a different Discord, and they spun up a 24/7 blackjack server in a tabletop simulator.
Yeah, I know we got Assetto Corsa that I finally got loaded up with, and all the mods. We have to do that more. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, we're probably going to do that on Friday.
Yes, that is my plan. Because at that point, I won't be injured anymore, so I won't have any excuses.
But do you not? How are you planning on playing it?
I use a wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am not any better or worse. No, I think I'm actually worse on the wheel than I was on the controller.
Mm-hmm.
Smoother on the wheel because you're not doing the switch steer thing.
I'm smoother, but I did figure it out for the most part.
I didn't try the Honda mod that we found until Friday.
I'm not going to be playing because I had to. So I had my wheel bolted to my kitchen table, but I had to unbolt it and put some padding underneath of it because I realized it was actually gouging the table. And ever since then, I remove the setup when I'm not using it now. So now that I've got the padding, I should probably just leave it permanently mounted there.
Yeah, I almost convinced myself to buy a wheel, and then I remembered I was saving for a 3090, and then I stopped.
Smart.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, even that's the thing is like, don't get the wheel unless you're very just willing to go that route.
Yeah. I have nothing to put a wheel on. I have a place to put pedals because I have a floor, but that's about it.
You know what you should do? So the very first, and I don't mean this seriously by any means, but you know those little like $15, it's like the faux wood with the power plug on the back of them. It's just it's like a little stand that you can slide around.
No, what are you talking about?
Let me see if I can find one real quick.
Yeah.
Don't bother with one of those. Just get one of those $50,000 motion rigs.
Oh, yes. I could do that.
Yes.
It's a business expense.
No. So Jack, this is basically what they look like. They come in a bunch of different styles, but it's basically just that where there's the 2 legs on the backside. It's a very flimsy thing. When I first set up my wheel after first purchasing it, I mounted it to one of those, and the moment that I drove off the road and the wheel like flipped on you, I bent one of the legs.
Oh, fun.
So that didn't last long. Also, your steering wheel is not supposed to be able to move out from underneath you while you're driving. That's a design feature of a car, I guess.
Yeah, that's generally how they work. Yeah.
If you have a bad car in real life, the steering wheel can fall off. So it's kind of simulatory in that way.
Well, I think the difference is that your entire dash doesn't rip off and fall over into the passenger seat in those situations.
It just depends on how bad the car is.
Well, we're not talking about Hugo here.
My car is fine. You've had to take your door off twice. I haven't had to take anything off my car.
Okay, but remind me, what year is your car again?
1995.
Oh.
Get fucked, Simmons.
And your car's not Japanese, that's why.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, is it? Is it a Toyota?
Yeah, Lexus. It's Toyota.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's premium Toyota.
See, whenever I see Lexus and Acuras, because I guess they're essentially the same thing, I still find Acura better than the Lexus.
Wrong.
It just, I don't know. Lexuses look cheap unless you get the really expensive ones.
Well, yeah, they are.
I still think the funniest one was a friend of my dad's was arguing with my dad because he got a 2013 TDI Jetta when those were still for sale, and the friend ended up purchasing an Audi A4 and was like, "Haha, my car's better than yours."
No, it's literally the same car.
It's exactly the same car. Congratulations on spending an additional $15,000 on a different badge.
Yeah, it's $15,000 extra for probably leather seats, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Where there was the Passat versus I think it's the A8. I think those
that's the A4. There is no A8 VW.
No. Or the VW Passat versus the Audi A8.
Oh, Jack actually just found something slightly relevant to this.
Oh yeah.
And it's tech related. It's about the stupid touchscreens in cars, and Mercedes now has the biggest one.
Oh, great. And this is a blogged on NVIDIA article too. Perfect.
Yeah,
it is. And I can't open it because my computer is broken.
Nice. Okay, well then I'll just read it. So Mercedes-Benz transforms vehicle cockpit with NVIDIA-powered AI. That's the headline. What it actually is, it's a 56-inch wide, irregularly shaped touchscreen that spans from the driver's seat to the passenger seat.
And what's the name of it? What's it called?
The MBUX Hyper Screen.
It's called that because it's going to cost many bucks to buy it as an optional extra on the Mercedes.
Nice.
So the MBUX system recently unveiled with a new Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Ooh.
This extended screen system runs on high-performance, energy-efficient NVIDIA GPUs.
Energy efficient, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure the energy-efficient GPU is the most worrying thing on a car that has a 5-liter V8.
Hold on. I want to keep going. Zero layer user interface, and then air quotes. Zero layer. The driving principle behind the MBUX Hyperscreen is that the, quote, zero layer, unquote, everything necessary feature is delivered with a single touch. See, the deep neural networks powering the system processes data sets such as vehicle position, cabin temperature, and time of day to prioritize certain features, like entertainment or points of interest recommendations. All I'm going to say is, I don't feel like this is a solid LCD, and if it is, that's ridiculous. It looks like it's a multi-segmented LCD, like one of those stitched together panels, just to fit in the various areas. Like, because you've got that console area for the driver that has your digital cluster, and then in the middle, where I guess the oversized iPad would go in a Tesla, is slightly lower down, and it looks like it's separate screens. It's just under a single pane of glass.
That's probably what it is.
This doesn't seem like a good feature. Also, like I mentioned before, when you brought this up, Andrews, is this is just going to make for one of the ugliest interiors next to like Teslas.
Oh yeah.
Because you're no longer going to have any curves or just like prevalent features for aesthetics on the front console anymore. It's just going to be a solid sheet of glass, or I guess LCD in this regards.
Yeah, and you'd assume that because it's an LCD, you'd be able to customize it to do whatever you want. It's a car, so you probably can't do that. Not without doing things that would void the warranty anyway.
So now my next question for you, Andrews, is how expensive are we expecting this S series to actually retail for?
I don't know. The base model usually starts at about $90,000.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
they do say later in the article that it will the MBUX Hyperscreen will debut in the all-electric Mercedes-Benz EQS.
That's probably going to... Wait, no, EQS. That's the electric S-Class. That's going to be even more, probably $120,000, $130,000.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And they didn't even Mercedes-Benz didn't even update their product page to have this in it.
Oh, here we go. Auto Week was speculating on December 22nd. Starting price around $100,000.
Yeah. But this screen is almost definitely going to be an optional extra, except in the S65 AMG model, I'm assuming.
Now, my only question then is for the models that the people opt not to get the $20,000 screen, because that's probably what it's going to cost. What the hell is this thing even going to look like on the inside without it?
Probably the same, but
boring
plastic instead of screen.
Yeah. It's going to look like that picture I just posted.
Is that one of those like 2012 concept cars?
That's the EQS.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not going to look like that, not the production version.
No.
And you know what? I love how with all these like future tech concept cars, they never have a normal steering wheel, even though they are kind of required to have that.
Yeah.
They never have 5 seats either, like all cars do, really. It's always 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because that center console clearly has to go all the way back to the back seats.
If it's got 4 seats, that means it's extra luxurious.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. Also, I like the air gap that they have in the cushion area. So that tells me that that's going to be as comfortable as a $50 office chair.
No, it's going to be as comfortable as a $500 gaming chair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so exactly the same.
Yeah. What did they say here?
Honestly,
native maple trim from responsibly managed German forests. Dynamica microfiber in crystal white, sourced from recycled bottles.
I've just realized another thing that's going to make the car not look like that, or at least the production version, is there is no passenger airbags. I'm pretty sure that's a requirement now. And yeah, you can't exactly have an airbag explode out of a screen.
Oh, no. See, no, the airbag's just going to go behind the screen, and it's just going to destroy the screen and send shrapnel into your face.
Yeah. The whole thing folds down, and then airbags come out.
That sounds... So where does it hinge from?
The bottom.
Of where?
It clips on the top, and it hinges on the bottom.
You do realize that there's a very low dip in the center part of the screen, right?
Let me look at the picture from NVIDIA. See what they're showing. No, not this version. Not with the NVIDIA version.
Oh.
That's different than what Mercedes-Benz is showing on their website.
Also, like another thing about that concept is if that is what they're trying to do with like the front console, that looks like an extremely reflective surface. So in midday, you are just going to be blinded as if the sun was directly in your face.
But the AI is driving, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's fully legalized everywhere.
Yeah, just let the AI drive so it can crash into everything. So while you're just busy being blinded.
Oh, could you imagine buying this and then putting like the fuzzy carpet stuff on your dash?
Unironically, when I do eventually get the Type R, I want to get one of those. No, and there's a good reason for it.
Okay.
So I think I've told you, my dad's from the islands, right? He's from the Caribbean, and down there, if you don't get those, your front console is basically destroyed by UV in about 5 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the same thing when we lived in Arizona. Yeah.
So that's basically it. Is just preserving the dash, since I probably am going to own the car forever.
Not a forever car.
I'm going to help you out with this, Simmons. Hang on. It's 2 parts.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. The shag carpet cover.
Yeah, that combined with this.
Yes. Oh, the fuzzy donut steering wheel.
I like the soda in frame with the hand with the cigarette. That's class.
That second picture I sent, I know what that's from. Some idiot put that on their steering wheel and then took their car into the dealership and complained that they could no longer read the speed of the car. And they advised the mechanic, or they asked advice from the mechanic on what they should do, and they didn't want to remove the big fuzzy thing.
I'm saving those for the thumbnail.
That was like the person that were hanging their house keys on their turn signal stock, and they were wondering why it would never stay in place when they went to turn right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I mean, that almost sounds like the same logic as that freaking drill post. It's like, help me with my budgeting. $1,000 for the candles. Maybe spend less on candles. No. I'm just reminding myself of all the wonderful images that we have below our actual usable content.
Yeah, I added a new one.
Yeah, I see that.
It's going to be the DLC for Cyberpunk.
What? Oh, is that Penis 3?
Yeah.
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 I was gonna say, have you finished Cyberpunk yet?
Yeah, I have. There's multiple endings. I did one of the endings, and it was disappointing.
Oh, you didn't try to grind for another ending to see if that was also going to be disappointing?
Oh no, I started a second one, but then Martin sent a thing for a save game editor, so I ruined my game.
You didn't back it up?
Oh no, there's lots of backups. I just ruined it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm doing the same thing with mine. I have all of the attribute points and skills and everything, and I'm level 50.
Yeah, I set myself to level 50, and then I still had the level 2 gun, so it didn't do any damage to the apparently low threat enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have lots of health at level 50.
Yeah, my problem is anytime I get jumped by, people notice me and they start attacking me, like one shot, I'm dead, even though I upgraded all my equipment. It's weird. I'm not sure what's up.
Is there a stat balancing system built into that game?
I think there is, yeah.
That might be what it is. Your stats might just be screwed up.
Yeah, I don't think the developers intended people to play the game that way.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, if they did intend people to play it that way, they would have released their own save game editor.
Nonsense. What are you telling me that the game developers never intended for people to break the software?
Yeah.
Why? Mm-hmm. That goes against my rights.
It does. Which is something we're going to talk about in the extras.
Oh, this is the extras.
This is all the extras. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Donald Trump got banned from Twitter.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I guess we can talk about that.
Yeah, that was just amazing. He's been given so many chances by Twitter. He then got banned for 12 hours, and they said, if you do that again, we're just going to ban you permanently. And then he got unbanned after 12 hours and then immediately did it again.
So I guess for additional context, basically Trump did a rally. Was it 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
Yeah, I think it was 3 days ago.
It was on Thursday. And basically a bunch of Trump supporters came up to the rally, and then Trump says some language about, hey, you can just go to the Capitol building. So what did all the Trump supporters do? They went to the Capitol building, and on Twitter, he was further encouraging people to raid the Capitol building, which is what ended up happening. So yeah, he got timed out on Twitter, and exactly like Andrew said. And I think the funniest one was when he did get permabanned. He tried going on to his subordinates accounts as well.
Yeah, he went straight away to the official U.S. president Twitter. Twitter just deleted those tweets.
Yep.
I think they blocked him out of the account for a while. They didn't delete it or suspend that account. But yeah,
They also locked him out of Mike Pence's account.
Yeah.
About 10 different accounts ended up getting timed out. In addition, so now that he's permabanned on Twitter, he was also removed from Facebook and MySpace, which was a recent development.
Oh no, that was me joking. I don't know if he actually got banned from MySpace.
Oh well, no, he got purged from like 3 different sites. I think he tried to go onto TikTok and they immediately banned him on there.
Which is not surprising and is actually quite funny because he wanted to ban TikTok.
There was a couple of other accounts. Oh yeah, and then there's the whole Parler situation. So I guess Parler is just an alternative social media site.
Yeah, it's Nazi Twitter. That's all it is.
Yep. It's been very unregulated forever, and basically Trump immediately turned to Parler to communicate with his supporters.
No, he didn't. That was someone pretending to be him.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Well, anyway, all these Trump supporters who were rallying at the Capitol and just like Drew said, Nazi Twitter essentially. Parler received a threat from the Apple Store that if they don't start moderating their content, they will be removed from the Apple Store.
And they were very generous with that as well. They gave them 24 hours. Every other platform, being Samsung and Google, because that's the only platforms now, just removed them straight away.
Yep. And of course, people start freaking out. Like, oh no, we can't get into our 4chan variant of Twitter. This is an outrage. We are going to sue. Whereas you can just pull up your web browser on your phone and then go to the web app, and it looks exactly the same as the actual app.
Yeah. This is also a little taste for these people of what getting rid of Section 230 would be like, because they want to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of people who are mostly in their late 40s to mid 60s who have never faced any consequences in their life, and now their lives are being ruined because Twitter deleted their favorite president. Would be kind of neat if my life was that good that the worst thing to ever happen to me is someone I follow on Twitter got banned.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, it's a perfect example of people being so uninformed about a circumstance that they're arguing about. And when they're faced with the consequences, no, I don't like this. This is terrible. Well, this is what you were trying to push with this other thing, right? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's different. It's different because my favorite presidents have all.
There was a pretty good example. Jack's probably going to... Actually, no, you could probably just leave this in. Some person who was at the riots said on social media that she was very angry because the police were shooting them with the anti-riot things instead of Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
Yeah. It's sort of a bit obvious there that they don't care about the police like they claim they do. They just want black people to get beaten for no reason.
it's fucked.
At least they're not trying to hide it behind we support the police anymore. So that's kind of good.
I mean, the situation is not good at all, but
No, not really.
it's better, I guess. I don't know. All I know is that when that show was going down on Thursday, I was teleworking, and we just had a lot of stuff breaking at work, so I was very busy. And then all of a sudden, I get a message from my girlfriend, and she says, "Hey, are you familiar with what's going on in Washington?" And I'm like, "No." And then I looked at it, and I immediately got tired. I just lost like all emotional energy after looking into it. It's like, this is the most disappointing situation I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, slightly related to tech, and also it's a bit political.
Mhm.
The CIA and FBI and all those people, not just in the US, like the foreign equivalents of that as well, say we need to get rid of encryption and all that because we need to catch terrorists. And these people have proved that no, you don't, because they are willingly putting their photos and videos on their own personal Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Using public groups that basically advertise what they want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that as well.
I was gonna
Apollo's
say-
one of them.
I was going to say, a lot of these people who are doing just like Facebook live streams, and their accounts are fully public, so anybody can just go in there and watch the content.
What I really like, which just shows how stupid these people are, a lot of them in the photos and videos, they have facial hair, and then in the mugshots, they are clean shaven. They think that if you shave your beard, it's just like in the movies where it'll throw off the police.
I was going to say, what there was another one that I saw. I'm blanking. I was gonna say I guess that argument with the whole breaking encryption to catch terrorists thing being moot. Like, ISIS published so much of their content anyway,
Yeah.
that it was just easy to track them down.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like 4 people on 4chan did it for the Russian government by accident. It was more than once as well, so that was kind of neat.
See, now I'm just reminded of 4chan versus Shia LaBeouf. You guys remember that? The
Yeah.
Will Not Divide Us flag?
Yeah, he's still doing that. I found out yesterday, I think, that, yeah, he's still doing that.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Are people still actively trying to take down the flag?
No, they've given up.
Oh, damn. Because that was some really impressive investigative work that they were doing.
Yeah. I did like that he moved it to the UK for the 3rd time it got stolen, I think, because he thought it wouldn't get stolen again, and then
when
it did.
When it got put on the government building?
No, it wasn't a government building. It was put on some art building in Liverpool.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and someone found it and then just stole it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I will say, as much as that time period still sucked, I kind of wish we were still in that time period. Because it was a lot more funny.
Yeah. I mean, this time period would be funny as well if people didn't die.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't know. So we've actually been recording close to an hour. Does anybody want to throw out anything else before we end on this sour note?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, there's nothing really happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess thank you all for listening. This is a very weird episode. Not super ranty this time. Maybe that'll change once Chris comes back next week. Yep.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Well, you beat me to it.